Start sharing those area codes. Let's share them. Let me see them. Let your boys know we going live for What's Up Wednesday. All right. What's going on, everybody?
What is up, Mr. Bo?
How you doing, Mr. Foster?
Man, it's been a Wednesday for sure, brother. How you doing?
Man, Wednesday's an understatement, I'll tell you that. Doing good, man. Doing good. Just getting ready to get out of town here, and the old man says, hey, we got to get Foster on that dang old live, man, so get up in that office, make sure it's ready to go. I said, yes, sir.
Yeah, nobody knows this right now, but Billy Shaw has been fired. I fired him, and maybe we'll give his job back this weekend when we see him. I know, man. We got a big trip lined up, don't we? You fly out tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Fly out Saturday?
Yes, sir. I'll be on an airplane tomorrow at 2 o'clock local time.
Yeah, man. We're going down to Port St. Lucie doing some sail fishing. We got a little wager on who's going to catch the biggest fish.
Little side bet, no big deal.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, I appreciate it, man. We got a jam-packed show tonight. We got Colin Branch from MACLAN Racing going to be joining us. Hopefully, we can bring him in live via video. If not, we'll bring him in on the phone. He's going to be ready a little bit later. We're going to talk some racing tonight. We got some time, so we're going to talk King of the Smokies. We're also going to be doing a live show on August 6th just to answer any questions about King of the Smokies. But tonight, man, I wanted to talk a little bit about my approach to putting on races as a race promoter and what I'm looking for and how I've had some questions asked via email and a lot of messages through Messenger of what's going on with the race, how's it going to be ran, what's the timing, all those kind of questions. So I just wanted to open it up tonight, man, and kind of take my journey through being a racer to a race promoter to live streaming and really kind of focusing on that, putting on races of this size and how it kind of works. And I want to say first and foremost, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Every race I've been to has been phenomenal. I just want to let you guys know how I do it, how I save a lot of money, and how I format the scheduling and how it kind of lays out. So I look forward to talking about it and answering some questions. And unfortunately, Mr. Tommy Giovi, he's not going to be able to be with me tonight. He just got some camper. He just got himself a camper, and he's doing some things like that. But I want to talk race promoting tonight. We got big races all over the United States. I want to talk about how I plan mine out and how I do it. There's been a lot of questions about it. So I got the computer fired up. I got YouTube fired up. So I'll be able to answer some questions and see some comments. So we should be good to go, man.
I think so. Let's get it done.
There we are. We're live right there on YouTube. I see it. I got my TV over here, my laptop over here, my camera right in front of me. I'm ready. So let me you guys share this. I didn't get a chance to share this much. I'm working on a different format, but you guys start sharing the heck out of this, man. Let's get some people in here. We're giving away I think, right? We're giving away a Castle motor tonight, maybe some Voodoos.
That's the rumor.
Yes, sir. Rumor?
I believe we are.
Yeah?
I think so. I mean, that's what you told me. I'm just the guy rocking the old all the mechanics back here. I got the, what do they call that? The sound person. That's me, man. That's what I do.
Yeah, man. I apologize for not looking at the camera, but I am not tech savvy at the moment.
Just so everybody knows, I can't see any messages. I can't see any of the messages. Messages.
But I can.
Foster can. So don't get mad at me if I don't say hi back, man. That's all I'm trying to say.
I am trying to
You trying to pull up some King of the Smokies? What's the weather supposed to be like down there, Foster? Is it supposed to be nice that time of year, or is it gonna be a little chilly?
Yeah, man, it's always nice. There we go. I found what I'm looking for. October, man, it could be anywhere from 50 to 60 degrees to 80 to 90 degrees. So we don't know.
Okay. So pack a sweater and a pair of shorts. Okay.
Yeah.
We can all swing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to hang tight with me one second.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new laptop today, man. So I'm trying to work it out, and there it is. Share to a community. Beautiful. Let's share there. Boom. I can do it a lot faster on my phone.
I'm not lying. I'm kind of jealous that the boss man's in that beautiful weather, in that beautiful water, in that beautiful sand.
Yeah, tell us where Billy's at. What he's doing. Have you seen all the videos?
I've seen some videos. I don't like sit here and like look what he does all day because I have things to do. But yeah, man, we've been talking on and off. Him and Mom are having a great time. Definitely needed a little R&R, no doubt about that. They've been going pretty hard for a while. He's down in Nassau, I believe, right now. And I meet up with him in Orlando tomorrow. It's going to be pretty exciting.
That's going to be a good trip, man. I can't wait. I'm going to get to spend some time with my mom, my sister, my niece.
There you go.
On Saturday, and then Sunday, I guess what? We hit the boat ramp at like 6:45 in the morning.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
5:30.
5:30.
Oh,
5:30, boys.
Uh-oh.
I thought he was fired. He's fired.
Hey,
look who snuck in here, man. Look who snuck in here.
Listen to me. If you don't think I'm watching you boys, I got you on satellite right now.
Wouldn't expect any less from you, Pops.
Nothing, boys. I just thought I'd chime in for a second. Can you see? Can you see?
Let me bring it in.
Camera?
Let me bring it in.
Bring that in, boy. Bring all three of us in.
There you go.
There you go.
Look at that.
I'm chilling, man. I need a little break, man. I've been running 100 mile an hour for so long now.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed a little break, and this is my home away from home, man.
For sure.
Right now, I'm in Nassau right now. Yesterday we were in Staniel Key, having a good time, but I'm not missing it back home just yet, Foster and Bo.
Not yet, huh?
Not yet. I'm not quite. I'm not quite missing it yet.
Did you dive on some lobsters, Dad, while you're down there?
No, man. Lobster season does not start till next month.
Oh man, I guess we got to go back.
Yeah, right. We are coming back. Listen, you guys looking good over there, man. Bo, I can tell is a little nervous, but you got this, son.
Hey, man, it's a big responsibility filling your shoes, old man.
Hey, it is a big responsibility. Tell everybody I said hi. I can't see any comments or nothing. I'd love to say hi, but I'm getting ready to head on downstairs and hang out for a little while.
10-4.
Cool, man. Critique the show. I gotta fix my light. My light just fell. Hold on. And I'm ready to go after that.
Go fix your light. Here. I'll hold on for one more minute while Foster goes and fixes his light. Anyway, hope everybody had a great weekend, man. These guys gonna sit. Colin Branch is coming on the show a little bit. You'll be hanging with Colin, and that should be fun, man. I don't know what everybody's gonna talk about, but one thing about Foster, he knows the MACLAN product. So between him and Colin, you guys are gonna have a good show. I know he's starting to talk about his race coming up. So I know he's that just talking about his race alone is going to take you boys 4 hours. So I have a wager going on with my wife right now, Foster. So enjoy, guys, and great job. Keep it up, man.
All right, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, take care.
Get out of here.
See ya.
So, Bo, let's talk race promoters, right?
Let's do it, man.
We talk about racing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the racers. We talk about the tracks.
Yeah.
Everybody's really talked about racing NPRC all the time, but nobody's really touched on what the race promoters do and how they do it and the time. And
I think people should. I think people should know that, honestly, because it's not as easy as people think. I know we say it all the time, It's not as easy as people think, but I mean, realistically, I've only had to do it once, and it's one time for a reason.
Yeah, you did. What'd you do? Were
We
you
did
down in
SPI.
project?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
same
and it
project.
wasn't even that big, man. I think we only had like 40 entries. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even a huge race, and it was still a lot of work. I mean, we're there literally before the sun comes up until after the sun goes down, making sure that the venue's the way it needs to be, so we don't get up. You know, the people that are allowing us to use their space doesn't get upset. You know, you take out more than you bring in, kind of thing. And you know, I think as a promoter, that kind of falls into my lap, or at least I felt that way in Texas.
Yeah, I got you. Um, Man, I'm not showing that we're live on Facebook.
No.
I'm showing we're live on YouTube, but it could be me. Time out.
Oh man, that's
Time out.
poopy. Oh
Time
man,
out.
that's no good. But yeah, like I
No.
was saying, man, like the race promoters, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, you're constantly in contact with the person or the venue that you're going to use. And you know, like you as a promoter, you look for the better surfaces because you don't want to be known as the guy that has the worst track in the country. You
Yeah,
know,
I got
you don't like, you know, like you got a great concrete spot that can fit the people, take them there. Don't do the asphalt because it's convenient. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, I think. I don't know. I've only done
you. Yep.
one, and I wasn't behind the scenes stuff. I was the laborer.
Nice. All right, we're good to go, man. We're live on Facebook. I got it. I can see everybody's comments. So we're good on YouTube. Let's get the show started, man. Sorry about the apologies. Obviously, the mad scientist isn't in the house tonight, so Bo and myself have been manufacturing this show for you guys tonight. We started about a half hour ago. We've been working on it as fast as we can to get it up and running. So thank you, Billy, for getting us up and running and taking time out of your vacation in the Bahamas. But I want to give you guys a little insight. I can see your comments, and let's talk a little bit about it. I do want to say this for those of you that are just joining. There's not any right way or wrong way to put on a race, right? Every time we go to a race, we learn something about the race. We learn what not to do, what to do, what we can get better at, what improvements we need to make with the flow through, how the race is being ran. So I just want to give you guys some things that I look for, and I'm not the best at doing this. I've only done it a couple times. I've got some great friends that have done it for many, many years at the real drag strips, but I just want to give you guys some tips and pointers, and basically how King of the Smokies is going to be ran this year that has really funneled the money in a different direction, right? So let's start from the basics, and we go out as race promoters. The first thing we got to do is we got to find a venue, right? And usually the venue is going to be the thing that costs the most, the thing that is going to we're going to have to consider it because one, we've got to have the venue for either 1, 2, or 3 days, probably insurance or liability, if, you know, amenities, if it's in a parking lot, all different kind of things that we got to think of. So if you guys are putting on races, I'll give you this tip right here. We got a guy in the 865. His name's Jordan Hill. He had some great connections with our local drag trap, and he introduced us to the owner of 865 or into the Knoxville Dragway. I would suggest that you guys go to your local county fairgrounds, drag strips, anywhere that there's already events being held, like car shows, any fairs, whatever that may be, because these people are already set up to have events or anything on that scale like it. So let's just use Knoxville Dragway, right? So we went and spoke to them. We've got basically a quarter mile because it's what they run scale cars on. We've got a tower. We've got a PA system. We got bathrooms. We've got concession stands. We've got bleachers. We've got lights. All of those things are already included. So right there, I've already eliminated myself from trying to figure out all of the other amenities. Keith West and I talked about that last year. Hey man, we want to start doing these races at drag strips so we don't have to worry about that. So that's step one. We found a local drag strip that runs Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, and we said, how can we make this happen? We talked and we talked and we talked, and the drag strip was like, man, this is really cool. We want to be a part of it. The next step is, how do I pay for the drag strip? Well, this is the approach we took, and this is very important for you guys. Most people pay a track fee to pay for the venue, right? So if you have a $20 track fee, that fee is going to pay for the venue. So last year I had it at a community college. It literally cost me, I paid for the venue, security at the college that had to be there for 8 hours or so for the event. It cost me quite a bit of money. With this drag strip, here's the deal, right? I negotiated a price with a drag strip, so the track fee is going to be $25. The drag strip is going to get $20 of that. So he's getting his cut for the people coming into the event. He's getting his concessions. It also pays, for his team to be there. And then the remaining $5 of that track fee will go for my team to be there to work it. So I've just eliminated the fact that I have to pay for a venue. I negotiated prices with a track. Everybody coming to race, the track fee will go to him. Now that it is at a drag strip and there is liability insurance involved, anybody not racing is going to have to pay to get into the track as well, which will go to him. But if you come into the track, you're going to pay to get into the track. That'll go to the track fee if you're racing. But all of that money is getting poured to the venue. Everybody on board?
I believe so. I am. I'm tracking.
Right? So I found a location that the track fee would pay for the location without me ever seeing the money. It's going directly into the venue's hands.
That's smart.
And then he's going to pay me back the $5 from the he'll give me the kickback on what it is. The second half of it is we see sponsorships. We see huge things, a large amount of money that manufacturers, people that in their garage are having to, fork out to be a part of these races, these big races. And I think there's a way for everybody to be involved. And I think there's a way for the manufacturer's return on investment can be a lot better. And we're going to do that this year at King of the Smokies. So every sponsor at King of the Smokies has the same fee. Whether you're a lane sponsor, obviously we have a title sponsor, which is a little bit different. That's TSG Carbon Works. But every sponsor is the same price. And we're going to take all of that money and we're going to take 75% because I at the current moment, I have no overhead. It's already been paid for with track fees. The venue's already paid for. I have no overhead. So 75% of that money coming in from all the sponsorship, we're going to put into the bracket class purse to build the purses to go back to the racers. So if I'm I'm talking to a manufacturer and I say, hey man, we'd like you to be a part of King of the Smokies. It's going to be an awesome race. We'd like you really be, well, Foster, man, I've been putting out a lot of money. I don't really see my return on the investment. I get some live stream mentions or there's some banners hanging out. I just like something to be different. And I said, well, I got you. What better way to get a return on your investments than handing your money back to the racers where they coming back and spend it at your hobby shop or one of your custom made parts or your tires or wheels or whatever it may be. So 75% of all the money coming in for all the sponsors is going to go back to the racers. We're putting that in a purse. And the other 25% is going to help pay for an EMT and a paramedic. It's going to help pay the rest of the staff. I've got 14, 15 people that are going to be working this event. At the end of the day, I'm not in this to make money. We talked about this almost 8-9 months ago. I can put on a wear rate, and I guarantee you, after all that's said and done, we'll have a great time, and there probably will be a little bit of equity in it that I have it, but all of the money and everything of one of my fees are already taken care of. So I hear guys putting on races at these tracks that cost, I had to pay $5,000 to have it at this location, or 6,000 or 7,000 or 10,000 or 2,000, whatever that may be.
Sheesh.
I just suggest you guys to get to know your community, work with your community. I've got Visit Knoxville on board, who wants to promote lodging and
That's super
restaurants.
smart, man.
Yeah.
That's like super smart. That's like going into the Best Western and being like, listen, I'm setting up a race. Can you give my guys rates? Because they're going to stay here if you do. And it brings people like to Knoxville.
Yeah. So, and I don't do this alone. I have a team. I'm just the voice, but a lot of this was built off of last year. So I don't want people to think that, because I see these races going in a totally different direction, right? We're putting on bigger and bigger races all the time, and it's the entry fees are getting higher, the track fees are getting higher. There's multiple fees that are being added on. I want as minimal fees as there possibly is. I want it to cost as little amount for vendors, manufacturers, racers, spectators. I want it to cost as little as possible for everybody to be able to come to this event. And I also want to be able to take care of my team. I want the venue to be taken care of. So it's an equal partnership between all. And this is the model that will work. And I promise you that it'll work, because it's already working now with King of the Smokies. I've not paid a venue a dime. I've not paid for anything. I've not paid a dime. I've just done work. I've talked with the community. I've reached out to the community, and they're reaching back to me. Sponsorships are, they're loving the fact that I'm giving the money back to the racers. 75% of it. Now that 25 goes to my team to, compensate them for being there for 3 days.
Heard that.
But it's a genuine thing that people can really kind of say, well, man, that if we can approach it that way, maybe it's not so scary for just anybody to put a race of this size on. And I'm not saying we need a lot more bigger races, because we definitely need a lot more smaller local races that feed into 4 or 5 or 6 big races around the country in the course of the year. But that's kind of how I look when I look at King of the Smokies. We found a venue that we knew we could work with, we could build a partnership with, and continue throughout the course of the years if we want to continue doing this race. People coming in, they're gonna pay their money to the track. The track fees going $20 is going to the track. $5 is going to my team for equipment and extra accessories that we may need. I'm trying to read some of these comments as well, and people are.
I just kind of want to go off of what you were just explaining. So you're telling. So what I think what Foster is trying to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong all the time. You can ask my wife. Because of the fact that you went out and you talked to these people and you negotiated with these people and you built a relationship with these people, is the reason that they're allowing you to come back and use the facilities, which means that you did a great job the first time, which then establishes a relationship. Is that what the point you're trying to make?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not as easy as it is said done. Obviously,
100%.
But I found a venue. I would literally, aggressively be approaching local drag strips in your area to talk to them. If you guys don't think that local drag strips suffered during COVID and are looking for any way to recuperate money, and they don't have a Tuesday night test and tune available, my best friend in Chattanooga at Brainerd Motorsports Park, they're doing test and tunes on Sunday at a drag strip where they just got through racing on Saturday. Approach these guys and say, let me, take your car with you. Say, man, this is what we want to do. I called a drag strip in Grand Junction, Colorado. And I said, hey, I want to hold an event. And this is a true story. I want to hold an event. Oh man, I heard about you guys. I've been seeing what y'all are doing on TV, on YouTube, whatever. We'd love to have you. So your local drag strips are really excited to be a part of it. And that's the first place I would start, is your local drag strip. Hey, what are you guys doing on Sunday, every Sunday? Can we come in and charge a $15 track fee and you get $10 of it and we get 5? Now you got to have 40, 50 people to come out there. They're not going to open up for 10, but you start building those relationships. I would start at the drag strip, because it's drag racing. They have the equipment there that's available. You can easily tie both things in together, without mixing them. I know there's been other drag strips around the country that they'll be running scale cars throughout the course of the night on a Friday night or Saturday night, and the RC cars are running in the shutdown during rounds. So it is accessible. You just have to get out there and you have to be willing to talk to your local drag strips. Find out what their schedule looks like. King of the Smokies is in October. Can you guess why? Because that's when drag racing season starts slowing down, right? It's getting colder here. So their season's over. We scheduled it right at the end of their season. It fits for everybody. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm putting on a race. I went to King of the Streets. It was at a fantastic facility at, I can't even remember the name of the resort now. It's been February. It's long ago, but the venue was amazing. The hotel was amazing. Everything being right there was amazing. I wouldn't have changed it for anything. I'm just telling you guys how I approach it and how I save money for the racers. And, that's the best way I can do, explain it, is get involved with your community, and they'll pay you back dividends. It's not easy because, hey, we want to come race RC cars or drag race in your parking lot. Oh no, we don't allow drag racing. So you got to go to the right venue to talk to them about it.
Is there any venues that would like stick out more than others, possibly, that they could start to approach?
Yeah, I mean, look at 419 NPRC. They do theirs at Lucas County Fairgrounds. I mean, look at a mall. There's a mall parking lot, right? Usually malls have car shows. There's anybody that sets up a fair, a local fair, or if you have a county fair, or you have anywhere that holds a venue. It could even be concerts. It could be anything that has parking lots that hold a venue. All right. How about this? I was approached by not King of the Smokies, Knoxville Smokies, right? They're our AAA baseball team. Well, guess what? They don't have baseball games every night, but they hold venues there when baseball games aren't there, and they have a huge parking lot. Unfortunately, I'd already had the drag strip booked, but baseball stadiums, high school football stadiums, your school, if you got kids that go to these schools, get involved with them and talk about what you're doing is a lot more than just showing up and having a resume put together. When I go talk to Channel 3 News, I have a little one-sheeter put together that says 865 NPRC, has a picture of the car. It shows what we do. It shows at all the places we race at. So they're not just thinking like, oh yeah, you guys are bringing in drift cars in here and going to tear up my parking lot. They kind of get a feel for it. So it's all about the approach and how you talk to them. But if you can get your foot in the door somewhere that's having an event already, they're already set up with the insurance. They're already set up with the liability. They're already set up for the parking, everything like that. So that's the first place to start. It's a venue. And I would suggest you guys looking at local drag strips. It's what's going to be successful for us this year.
Perfect, man. Well, that's a wealth of knowledge there, Mr. Yates.
I got more.
Look at him go. Here he goes. Was that Thomas the Train where it's like, I think I can. He just don't stop.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read some of these comments here.
Yeah, let's hear some.
Todd Dixon says, we're extremely lucky here in Billings. One of our races, family owns a dealership. We race extremely involved in all the local racing, including it. Todd Dixon, that's perfect.
Huge,
right?
Huge.
He knows somebody that works somewhere. That's how you get your foot in. And I'm glad Todd Dixon's on because he asked a very good question. When you're planning these events, how do you plan them?
Accurate.
So right now, 316 entries in Outlaw, and when August 30th comes and I get all the deadline, all the registration fees in, and we get an exact number, I'll be reaching out to everybody saying, hey, because if you enter, everybody listen to this. If you enter Outlaw, you get a free entry into bracket. So if you enter twice into Outlaw, it's $100 entry. That's $200. You actually get 4 entries into 2 different races. And so we'll find out a total number, but let's just to make it even, I have 300 people that are going to race, right? That's 150 races, round 1. I average 2 minutes a race. All right. I cut that number into 75. I cut that number into, 38. I cut it into 19. I cut it into 10. I cut it into 5. I cut it into 3. I cut it into 2 to 1. 2 minutes a race, 15 minutes between every round is what I try to schedule it by. Yes, there's going to be some variances. Yes, you're going to have a race that's only 1 minute long. You're going to have one that's 5 minutes long. That's a great average to start by. And then 15 minutes between every round. You start the clock as soon as the last race is over. As soon as it hits 15, you have your people ready to go at tech, and you try to move the paces you want. So if I've got roughly 650 races divided by, or 300 something races times 2 minutes is 650 minutes divided by 60 minutes. That's 10 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like a 10-hour day.
That's a 10-hour race, right? I've been to, some race, you got 256 racers. It's going to take 3 days. Todd Dixon, that's kind of how I average it out. And I know some other people out there. I know out in or in Vegas, that race was very well ran. It was very structured. 419 MPRC was very structured. I know Salt Lake City is going to be the same way. Houston was that way, except we had some weather delays. But a 2-minute average is good, 15 minutes between rounds. So you put all that together, and I've got to say, well, I've got DR10 race, I've got bracket, and I've got Outlaw. Obviously, we're going to start early Saturday morning, and it's going to tail into Sunday morning. We're going to finish up by noon. That's the game plan. It's not a perfect science, but it's a good format to go by. So that's kind of
it's a good start.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Can't wait for Florida coming to the Smokies. Cool.
I got a question for you, Foster. I don't know. Like I said, I can't see the comments, but you might have already had this question. Is there like one specific part of the race that just always seems to never flow like it should, that people should probably focus a little more time in? Maybe possibly the registration, the process of people register, or maybe like the getting up to the line, like, knowing when you're supposed to come up and just being there. Like, is there something that just always is not the way it should be?
That's a great question, man. And, having our race last year and being at all these other races, I've traveled the country, Bo, and I see it, man. And that's a fantastic question. So, yes, I would say registration is a holdup. I would say tech last year used to be a holdup.
You say used to be.
Yeah, I mean, when all this started, Outlaw was, we were disqualifying somebody because we could visually see that a wing, the wing was over the roof height. It's Outlaw, man. We follow the NPRC rules to a guideline, but Outlaw basically really all we need to tech, man. We need to tech wheelbase, we need to tech voltage, we need to tech weight. There's no advantage really to having a 2 millimeter side plate on a wing that goes above your roof line. It's really not that big an advantage. So the streamline of the process has kind of cured tech a little bit. We will at King of the Smokies, we'll be teching Outlaw, but it'll be just those things. Hey man, I'm not going to sit and pull out a ruler and measure if you got an 1.5 inch wheel on the wheelie bar, or if it's 13.5 inches long, or it's not that technical. It's Outlaw. It's Outlaw for a reason. It's voltage. Voltage is your main kicker, right? Wheelbase is another big one, right? Because the longer the wheelbase, the easier it is to to keep the front end of the car down. You're good to go.
Oh, is that 10-4?
So
So registration and tech are the two big ones that people should try to keep out for to make sure that that goes smoothly.
yeah, and we're gonna change it up this year, man. At King of the Smokies, where you're gonna be registered before you even get out of your car. So
Nice.
you're gonna pull in. If you're a spectator, you're gonna get a bracelet. If you're a racer, you're gonna get a bracelet. You're gonna pay your fees right there, your registration fees, and we'll know whether you're a spectator or racer. You'll go to your pits. You'll set up your pit. Registration's already done, and we're gonna try to do that throughout Friday night. And if anybody's coming in early Saturday morning, it'll be done before you get on the racetrack. So I don't want to say, okay, guys, we're gonna have a driver meeting at 11 o'clock and everybody needs to register by 10:30. Well, we don't get everybody registered by 10:30, so it pushes the drivers meeting back by an hour, and then it pushes the race back by an hour. So just trying to be proactive instead of reactive.
That's a great
will
point.
help tremendously. Yeah.
That's a great point. The fact that you said that like the timing of things was it wasn't like hard for us in Texas, but it just you lost track of time so easily because you're just so focused on everything else.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell you, it's honestly. I've been married twice, so I know, right? Um, it's like you plan and you plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, and then the event's here, and it's going so fast that you don't even remember it or what's actually going on. And one little hiccup can put you 2 hours behind. We ran 150 outlaw cars at King of the Smokies last year in 4 hours. We ran 50, 13, 5. We started at 12 o'clock. I said racing will start at 12. We started at 12. We had 50, 13, 5 cars and 150 entries in Outlaw, and we finished at 7:30 at night with 2 rain delays. So I'm going to push. 15 minutes is ample time to get your tires prepped and your battery charged. If there is an example where you're the last race in the first race, you have to be a race director that makes the decision. Okay, guys, you guys are going to push back to the 10th race. We'll give you ample amount of time from the time you got off the track compared to the first race, and we'll work it in. And you work it in. You don't allow that to stop. You don't allow the race to stop for a judgment call or decision. A racer that needs a little more time because he just got off the track, you keep the race going and you work it back in. Perfect example. Last year we had a judgment call issue where somebody thought they hit the sidewall, and they had to go back to video to replay it, to watch it. Well, everybody wanted to know an answer right there, and I was working the timing system, or Tommy was working the timing system. I was working the mic and calling the race and doing all these things. And basically, guys, we are going to race until this round is over. I will come and get each one of you racers. We will review the video together privately, and we'll make that decision privately after this round is over. So, you know, it's just some certain things that you do to continue to have the race move along the pace of flow. It's like having a ranger out there. I've got Robert Bridges, Rusty Bridges, NPRCA. This guy's been doing this for years and years and years, running real races in Chattanooga at Brainerd Motorsport. He's been all across the country racing real cars. He knows what he's doing. So if you guys are putting on races, put people that know what they're doing around you. I don't know what I'm doing. I just put the best people around me that know what they're doing and make decisions and run the race and make it a great event. So I hope that helps. I know I've talked a lot, and I want to try to answer some questions. And if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than glad to answer them back as I read through the comments. But it's a good time, man. It's a great time being a racer, which I'm going to be getting back involved in very shortly. I'm going to be back to racing around the country. It's a great time to be a race promoter with everything that's going on in this hobby, this sport. It's a lot of fun, and to see every aspect of that, I feel very privileged, and I feel very honored to sit behind the counter or the desk or the table, live streaming it as well, calling these races, watching some of the fastest people in the country, meeting them, talking about them, seeing their cars, and I'm humbled to be in the position that I am. But I hope that helps. Kind of what I look for. I look for the venue, trying to find the cheapest venue where it's already set up. I'm trying to feed all the money back to the venue through the racers, and then I'm trying to feed all sponsorship money back to the racers, which makes it, you know, if I'm Foster Yates RC Cars and I pay $3,000 for a lane sponsor or $5,000 for a major, title sponsor, and car counts are going from 200 to 175 to 150, or even in the other direction. But as this sport evolves and Foster Yates RC is not selling cars anymore because something newer and better came out, I probably can't do $5,000 next year. So I think one simple price for everybody across the board, 75% of that money comes in. You get more quantity. You also get the quality, but you also get the return on investment back to the racers.
Mm-hmm.
And Shea Beckner needs to be deleted from the group. He likes to get on here and make funny jokes, and he's not that funny. Todd Dixon, I hope that answered your question. I can see some comments here. Bo, what questions you got, man?
Brother, I can't see any comments. I'm over here conducting business, listening to you, and trying to just expand my knowledge of RC no prep drag racing.
Is there really knowledge though? I mean,
there has to be, man. There has to be knowledge, because if there's no knowledge, then what makes you better than the next person?
I think that we're still in the infancy stage, man. I think we're all still learning. I think
for sure.
All, something this year. I think there's some veterans out there that that really know what they're doing. And I think the game is changing so fast that what they did in the past or what they would do this year is probably not going to be the same next year. So,
for sure,
that's what it's all about, You
got any questions in the comments over there?
I do.
Okay, let's hit them.
Someone says, I know it's on a track, but will track be no prep? Yeah, so they're asking about King to Smokies. Yes, we will be running on a drag strip, right? So this drag strip will be degreased, it'll be scraped, it'll be cleaned. There will be some old tar that's on the track. You just can't get rid of that. This is a very historic old drag strip. It's been tested. We're going to go out and do some more testing on it. But we're going to be using the timing system of the track. I don't have a track mate. We're going to be using the timing system. So the sensors will be lowered. The tree will be the track, the Knoxville drag strip's track. And we've got, I don't want to call them dummy sensors because they're not dummy sensors. We're just moving up the sensors because at a drag strip, you can move those sensors wherever you want to put them. So we're going to move them up to 132 feet. I'm not going to run 66 foot. I don't need to know that time. It's just another sensor that we have to add to complicate things. But you'll go through the finish line, and guess what? Right there, when the real cars go through and their ET and mile per hours on the scoring towers, so are yours. So no, it is not a prep track. It won't be a prep track. Actually, everybody's like, oh, it's going to have a ton of grip. It's going to be really fast. It's probably going to be just the opposite. You're going to have to be able to tune your car on this track because it can be a little slicky. Now, once the tire prep gets worked into the track, yeah, it's a different story. But it's not sit your car down and just squeeze the trigger and it's going to go right down the middle as fast as you can make it. That's not what a drag strip does for your car, especially one that's got tar on it with no prep. So it's going to level the playing field out. If you guys know me, I like a race that levels the playing field. So.
I think that's huge, man. Try to make everything as even as possible. That's going to help a lot, I think, with the sport. But I mean, like you said, Outlaws outlaw, you know what I mean? So like you watch the show, everybody's seen the show that races, there's no, hey, what you got in there, man? I ain't telling you going to run it or not. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you fit within the NPRC guidelines. You have a 13.5-inch wheelbase. Your car weighs a minimum of 20-60 grams. You got 8.44 volts. There's some secrets and there's ways to get around things and ways to cheat. Yeah, we'll be looking for that. I know those things. We talk in our group. I know some certain things that, people have tried or done or been caught doing. But it's very simple. the greatest thing about the bracket race that we're going to be running is there is no tech, right? So we're not even going to have tech during that time.
Mm.
You don't have to tech a bracket car. You're going to give me your dial-in, and if you run faster than the dial-in because you put a 3S battery in it, the time's going to tell itself. So it is what it is, but you know, we'll see, man. This could be a huge failure. It could be a huge success. You know, I don't know, but
I'm going with success, Foster. I'm on team success. Team
yeah.
success all the way. You got to bring positivity to you by being a positive person.
Hey, is there a way to block text messages from Billy Shaw? He keeps texting me, and he I need to block him.
Yeah, you
But
probably
yeah,
should.
man, that's King of the Smokies, guys. I've done a lot of talking. I'll be more than glad to answer everybody's question. August 6th, we're going to do a live just on this race. I can't tell you. There's an event page. It's called King of the Smokies 2. It's on Facebook. You can find everything as far as the schedule, the sponsors, where it's at. Everything is on there. And every day, just I probably got 30 messages on Messenger today is, where do I sign up? Where do I register? Where is it at? Once you register, you're going to get a link. It's going to tell you all the surrounding hotels. It's going to give you a link to Knoxville Dragway. It's going to tell you when your registration fee is due. It's got a lot of information in it, but the page as well has all the information that you're asking me. But on August 6th, we'll do a live show. I'm not going to talk. We're just going to be answering questions about that race specifically and how it's going to fold out, the DR10 class, the bracket class, and then the outlaw class. And yes, Todd Dixon, we went over the timing. Call me. I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh. Oh, Mr. Branch is in here.
You there?
Hello.
Mr. Colin Branch, welcome to the show.
Oh my man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for saving me, dude.
Absolutely. I got a couple wiring things going on right here. I'm going to let you two boys, you do what you guys do and keep it running. I'll be right back.
All right.
Colin, what's going on, buddy? You just saved me, man. I'm out here talking in no man's land, just eating up the air, dude.
I got home. I was listening to the broadcast while I was getting set up, and I realized you're running out of things, so I had to hurry up and get online here real quick. Save you.
Well, dude, I'm super honored to have you, man. Obviously, you guys know my relationship with MACLAN, so it's a pleasure to have you tonight, Colin. Billy's in the Bahamas. He threw it on me. He's like, dude, have a show. You and Colin get on there and y'all talk MACLAN, and let's talk some racing. So as we say, Colin, no dead air, man. So we got to have it. So you just got home from work, huh?
I did. I rushed home and got set up, knowing that we were going to go online here.
Very cool. Well, guys, we got Colin Branch, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Great friend of mine. He was at King of the Smokies last year. We had a ton of fun with each other. Drank some moonshine. This year we're going to be doing a little cookout, Colin. We gotta get those steaks we said we were going to do. There you go.
you see how much I've consumed.
Yeah.
This stuff's the real deal.
Yeah, that's the white lightning, man. That'll kick you in the butt.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some of that banana pudding.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So listen, man, I've been keeping up with you. We'll get into the to MACLAN in just a minute, but I've been keeping up with you. You've been doing a lot of racing, a lot of testing. Obviously, you know, I saw some video. You got the car rolling right now, man. It looks like it's straight as an arrow. It's getting faster and faster daily.
Yeah, it's the car works so well that I keep trying to put more power into it. It wants to go faster. I gotta wrap my head around getting more power, which we've kind of figured out a little bit with the 4-pole stuff, and that's something that, you know, we're still playing with. We're still learning. It's quite a learning curve with the 4-pole stuff, but we're slowly getting there with it. It's kind of, you know, it's completely different tuning, and you know, we've had to really change how we do things to make that work. But I'm starting to get my head wrapped around it, and hopefully by straight line showdown we'll be right there. So it's coming along, but we got new stuff in the works, and we've got the new motor coming, new 4-pole motor coming that I don't think it'll make it here before straight line showdown, but it'll be here probably shortly after. It'll probably be sitting here waiting for me when I get back from the race, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's usually how it works all the time. Well, since you kind of went into it, I ask everybody this, and I know you've been around the game for a long time, man. Off-road, on-road, NPRC, you've pretty much done it all. What is your opinion? I mean, obviously, you're going to be throwing out the new 4-pole, right? Everybody's kind of trying to chase the game with the 4-pole, but what do you see the advantages or disadvantages to the 4-pole motor?
I think the advantage is a ton of torque, which the weight of our cars and the amount of grip we've got now, we need the torque. But I think the disadvantage is the motors are still, I don't know, a little fragile, meaning if you over rev them like 75,000 RPM, you spit a pinion gear or a spur gear or something, there's a good chance you're going to pop that rotor, because the rotors aren't like a one-piece magnet like the 2-poles are. They're actually split and staggered. So there's various pieces of magnet bonded to the actual rotor. So that is a definite weak spot. And there's, we're trying different things with wrapping the rotors, and I've seen other companies trying to wrap the rotors with stainless steel or this and that, and hopefully we can get it so that it's not quite as fragile. Luckily I haven't had that problem yet, but I've seen lots of people that have, and it's just a learning curve where this 4-pole stuff just kind of popped up out of the blue, and we're just trying to react to it. It's really tough as a manufacturer to quickly turn around and make stuff like that happen, but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, because to be honest, MACLAN, you guys are about to throw out the new 3.0 motor, correct?
We were. Yeah, I don't know what the timeline on that is now. I'm scared to ask the boss, because we put a lot of time and effort into that, and now all of a sudden everybody's going 4-pole. So it's really tough. And I know there's other manufacturers out there as well that have kind of done the same thing. They've got inventory sitting on their shelves of brand new stuff that they were ready to release, and because things in the no prep scene are changing so fast, there's no point in even releasing it, because nobody's going to buy it. So it's really, really, really tough right now with the way the rules are written and all that kind of stuff. But it's just changing so fast. It's such a new segment, and everybody's working real hard to progress. So it's really tough for the manufacturers, especially.
Yeah, that kind of works on down the line. You guys, you're figuring it, you're manufacturing it on your side. You release it to a hobby shop or any type of dealer. They buy 40 of them, and then the next day something new comes out, and you guys are either sitting on them, or the hobby shop sitting on them, or the dealer, or whoever it be. So that's kind of a gamble. Roll the dice in anything you do. With that being said, how long does it take to develop a motor? How long does it take to develop an ESC? I mean, if I'm sitting in my garage and I have the capabilities and the wits to do that, how long would it make me to make an ESC to write the software in it to be able to carry the amps and all the things that these ESCs are doing, or a motor as well? 2-part question.
An ESC from the ground up, you're looking at probably 18 to 24 months. And that also depends on supply chain issues, which we're having major supply chain issues. You've probably seen lots of all that with your job. Computer chips and all that kind of stuff being hard to get. So that 18 to 24 months could be even longer. So it's a long development time, and that's also, you know, if everything goes smoothly with the testing and the prototyping and all that kind of stuff. So it's really a long time if people don't realize it. They just want you to pop a new one out, you know, next month, and it just doesn't happen that way. That's, you know, we're not manufacturing this stuff by hand ourselves on site, so it's really hard to get that stuff turned around and designed, tested, developed. You know, oftentimes when your first prototype, your second prototype, third prototype, they have to be developed. It doesn't usually work like the first time. So it has to go back, figure out why it didn't work, decide how to make the changes to make that work, and then have those changes implemented into the prototype. And then we had to go through the whole testing process again to hopefully get past whatever problem that was. Usually there's several of those types of sequences along the way where, you know, you test and you find a problem, and then it has to go back, and it could be a month, 2 months, 3 months before you even see the next prototype back again.
Oh, that's wild. Are you seeing more? Is it like a chip issue, or is it a magnet issue, or is it both?
There's been a lot of issues. You know, it's I don't think it's any secret that we've been slowly working on something, but you know, the supply issue's been a big thing. And then you know, we're a very small company, so when it comes time to develop a new motor or something, all the testing on, say, a new speed control comes to a stop and has to wait for, you know, we have to prioritize which product we want to work on. We don't have a huge team of engineers and everything that can tackle all of it at the same time. So there's delays here and there for various reasons, but you know, we're working hard on a lot of stuff all the time.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this from day one, ever since I've been involved with you guys and the DRK, I can say customer service is top notch. Probably one of the best I've seen, no matter what issue I've had. And I've never had an issue with my DRK or any of my motors. You know, I think I ran an OG DRK when it first came out. I think I ran it. Well, I've still got it, but I mean, it just keeps going. So I wanted to touch base on this a little bit because obviously on my platform, right, I'm transparent in what I do, but obviously there's social media now, right? There's things you can and cannot do that'll blow up an ESC or blow up a motor. For those watching or those that come back and watch, I'm sure you see a lot of ESCs come back to you and they're like, man, this is a piece of junk, screw DRK, I blow 3 of them up. There's probably a reason why. Is it too many amps? Is it gearing? What are you seeing coming back to the shop?
It's a variety of things. You know, usually it's it can be a combination of things too. You know, gearing and just certain motors draw more amperage. Well, we only run the MACLAN motors, and we know how much amperage they draw, so we know how far we can turn things up. I can't tell somebody how they can turn up the speed control on a different motor because I've never run it. I can't. So it's a variety of things, you know, and there's this no prep segment has a lot of newer hobbyists coming to it. So there's a lot of things, you know, soldering. And
I think your brick's broken because it's still not charging.
Then you have the wrong one.
Are you hearing that in the background?
Yeah.
That's distracting.
Oh, that's Bo and Billy talking.
Yeah, it's a variety of things. You get it, if even different cars with different transmission ratios, and then you combine that with one tire is a little bit larger than another, and then you have a motor that's maybe drawing more amperage. It all adds up to put it over the top, and we'll blow it up. We're with the amount of grip we've got now and the amount of power we're getting out of the batteries, we're really straining on all the equipment. So it doesn't take much sometimes. You're kind of riding the line. So we do see them come back occasionally, and that's, it happens. It happens. I've even popped a couple. So just by trying to go too far, but then I learned what I did wrong, and it was just a little too much timing, and I didn't notice the voltage dropping. Is Foster frozen? Foster, is it cold there? Must be cold there. You got your jacket on and you're frozen, stiff, solid. I can't hear you. Is anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. We're trying to get Foster.
Okay. I was just trying to fill dead air.
No, yeah, you're doing a great job. You're doing a wonderful job. You're doing a better job than he is right now.
Oh, here I am. I got my own show.
Yeah, he's gone now. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Here, let me bring me in here just real quick.
It's all good.
We had a little bit of a situation. Oh, he's coming. He's trying to come back in right now. We had a little bit of a situation with some of the wires, so I'm trying to fix that right now while you guys are doing this. That's why I popped in. Without my headset, you can hear me. So
yeah,
we're working on that. I'm sorry for the door screech. I'm assuming you guys all heard that. But let's see if we get Foster back in here real quick, and I'll let you guys do your thing.
I thought Billy was going to join us after swimming with sharks today.
Swimming with sharks.
Yeah, I saw his pictures where he was swimming with sharks this morning.
Oh. Foster's not back in yet. Yeah, that's what he said. Inertia. Yeah, he did. He loves that stuff, man. He has a blast down there. They have a lot of fun. That they do. They celebrate. They do good. That's awesome.
Yeah, the pictures look beautiful, man. That water is so blue and
my mom calls it Windex water. She's like, I love the Windex water. I was like, yes, ma'am, I do too.
Hey, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Cool. You don't need to see me. I don't know what's going on, but I just lost video, but I can still hear you. We got Colin's pretty face up there, so we're good.
All right, perfect.
That's awesome, Colin. Man, that's a lot of information. I as a team driver, I don't do my best of being all over social media. I'm pretty busy with what I do with work, but I can tell you a lot of the issues that I do see are self-induced. With any ESC or any manufacturer, any type of product, it's one little simple mistake of what we're doing that can mess it up. But dude, you're heading straight line showdown here in what we got 17 days?
Yeah, it's not enough days.
That's a 4-day event. You're gonna be able to you packing enough beer for that race?
Somebody told me they sell beer there, so I should be okay.
Now, was that the race last year where you and Jacob got the minivan and we're racing down the drag strip?
yeah, that was it. I think maybe we should have a not my car challenge at that race. So everybody with rental cars will all go down one night and see who wins.
That would be super fun. If we could implicate that at King of the Smokies, man, get us about 10 or 12 beaters out there and just run them down the track till the smoke and coolant's just pouring out of it. Just beat them up. That would be awesome.
Well, the car's got to get me back to the airport on my way home, so I don't want to beat on it too bad.
It's a rental, Colin. It's a rental, man. Just pay for the incidentals. You're good.
We can't
Don't fall for that crap.
We can't call it the rental car challenge because they'll come after us. So we just call it the not my car challenge.
I think somebody actually did that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like they just went and trashed a rental like right in their parking lot. Well, I got the insurance, right? We're good.
No, it doesn't work that way.
We just talked a lot about King of the Smokies, Colin. You've been to a lot of races. You probably heard of some of my conversation as you're getting set. What advice, you being a racer, you being all over the country as well, what do you see that us race promoters could improve? What do you see that needs to change? What do you see that's working well?
I was at your race last year, and it was one of the most fun races I've ever been to. It ran smoothly and quickly, and I think that is a big key. There's, a lot of the races we go to, there's a lot of downtime, and eliminating that downtime makes it more enjoyable for all the racers. And it sounds like you've got that down pat. You were talking about how much time in between races and how long each race is going to take, and I think that's really key. Sitting around for an hour or 2 hours with nothing going on, no races at all, just delays the whole day. And we've got 3 or 4 days that are going to be long regardless. So shortening those up as much as possible so that we can get out and maybe go for dinner or, go see downtown or something like that of whatever city we're in really goes a long way towards keeping the racers happy. I think that's the biggest thing, all this, the teching and all that kind of stuff. I think everything's been pretty fair in that department at most of the races. So I don't really have any insight into that, but mainly keeping the days enjoyable and short and keeping the delays to a minimum. You were talking about having the registration as you enter the property is a really good idea. And I don't know if you're going to do a chip draw, but maybe hand out or have chips right there when you do the registration. You pay your registration, you pull your chip, and they write it down, and then you don't even have to spend time to do a chip draw before the first round. They'll give you all the info before the races even start.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna do that. So how I've done it is everybody that's registered, I've got all the emails, all the phone numbers, who's already paid their deal, whatever. So, but each racer has a registration number. So we're going to put those numbers in a big bag and we're going to shake it up. We'll either do it live on the event page and we'll draw them out, and we'll have the pairings where you guys won't even have to do that. It'll already be done, and it'll be posted Saturday morning before the day of the events even start. So, we're really trying to decrease the amount of time that people are standing around or, in between races or, because there's always technical issues that you have to deal with, and that's just part of what we deal with. But I don't know. We've seen it all, right, Colin? You and I've been just about to every race so far this year that we could travel to. You're in Washington State, so you're in one corner, I'm in the other. We just keep crossing paths, going across the nation.
I always look forward to crossing paths with you at all these races.
Yeah. That's good insight, though, from you. To hear that, how it could go. But all right, so everybody on the comments wants to target 4-pole. They want to know what MACLAN's coming out with. They want to know when it's coming out. They want to know KV. They want to know. What is the next big thing coming out of the camp.
The 4-pole motor is the next big thing. It's 6600 kV 4-pole. It's got adjustable can timing. We're going to have some options for it. You're going to be able to buy aluminum screws, different color end caps, customize it, ceramic bearings. We're going to have all that kind of stuff available, for whoever wants to buy that and upgrade their motor.
That's cool. When we ask John Schultz this, he just says, "Nope, can't tell you." Nope.
I love that.
Is there you said you might have yours when you get back from Straight Line Showdown. When might this, you think it might be available to the market?
Beginning of August. So
Okay.
hopefully, and unless there's some sort of hang up with shipping or supply issues, we're hoping for the first week of August.
To be able to launch the 4-pole. And you said 6,600 kV.
Whew.
Yes.
Sit down,
All
old
right.
son.
Have we tested a prototype on that yet? Has anybody tested that yet?
Yeah, we've been testing some stuff. Not the exact motor with the adjustable can timing, but the same thing. So, yeah, we've been testing it. It's working well.
Yeah, so that was a huge shock for everybody when it kind of leaked that MACLAN, the DRK, could run 4-pole, right? Everybody was like, no, there's no way, and then everybody was really excited to do it. But I can tell you from being a part of the team meetings and the testings and all that, it's handling the 4-pole motor really well, unless you do something on your own to blow it up. But it's taking the 4-pole motor, it's receiving it really well.
Yeah, it'll give you the signs that you're going too far with it, and will give you a chance to turn it back down a little bit if you actually read the signs correctly, unlike what I've been doing lately. So, but yeah, it's handling it. With this new software, it handles it okay. It's quite a bit different than tuning a 2-pole. The gearing's completely different, the amount of timing's completely different, and just the way it puts the power down is so different than a 2-pole. It's like I'm gonna say like a big turbo diesel versus a turboed small block. Both can be very fast, but they do it in different manners. So don't try to jump in there with your tune from your 2-pole and your gearing from your 2-pole. If you pop a 4-pole in there, it will not last very long.
Yeah. I talked to you, I guess it's been 2 or 3 months now ago, when we were actually going to be release the new software for the ESC, and with the 7-stage, and then the 3.0 motor was going to be coming out. And you and I talked about doing a live show where we could walk through the tunes and walk through the ESC and do some of that. Maybe after Straight Line Showdown and we get things under our belt with a 4-pole, I think that would be a great show to have the camera on the we can put the tablet up and the tunes and show how it can switch back and forth from 2-pole to 4-pole, how the staging and the timing and the boost is now incorporated into the DRK, how the total timing you want to work out, how a lot of people look over the timing between the stages, especially with this 4-pole. They still want to try that 0.15 or 0.2 or 0.3 between the stages, which really is creating some havoc, lengthening those stages out a little bit. Saves a lot of voltage on them. So I think that would be a great show, man, for you and I or you and Ian to come on live and go through, the ESC and the tuning aspect of it.
Yeah, we could definitely do that, and I think with this software you guys are using, we can actually share screens and all that, so I can plug in and show my tunes and how I adjust it and all that kind of stuff. We could probably do that, no problem.
You could have 4 cameras where you are, Colin Branch, and we could have all 4 cameras on you. One on your beer, one on your beard, one on your ESC. It would be a great show. I think I love it. Okay, I got another question. People are, and I'm just reading comments. Will there ever be, or is there an RPM governor so you can't pop the rotor on these motors?
Currently there isn't, but it is something we have talked about, and there's certain situations where the RPM governor may kick in when you don't want it to. So we're still trying to think that through and figure out how to implement something like that into the software where it doesn't affect the normal drivability of the car.
To me, that seems very difficult because all roads aren't created equal, right? So if I'm just an average racer and I go set a car down on a road that has a lot of bumps and stuff in it, and I'm hitting those bumps and I got really stiff springs in it, and I'm losing traction and I'm spinning, I'm turning, well, let's just use two pole for example. I go from 40,000 to 80,000 RPMs just because I hit a bump and I lost traction. That governor would kick in, and then the car's got to kick back in when it hits the ground. That sounds like that would be pretty hard to figure out as far as software, especially going between the stages.
There's a lot to it. It's not as simple as just putting an RPM limiter at a certain RPM. You're right. There's a lot to it, and it is something that we've discussed, and we may be able to figure it out and make that work. But at this point, we've been so busy with other stuff, and the software and the motor and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely something that we could look into in the future for sure.
Somebody asked if you've put the 6600 kV 4-pole motor on a motor analyzer, what the kV is on a motor analyzer. Robert Bridges.
That isn't something that I've done. Our engineers are working on that side of it, and I'm fairly certain it's going to be pretty close to the 6600 with the adjustable can timing. You should be able to see those kind of numbers as far as I know. I haven't put it on an analyzer, so I'm not sure.
Mr. Branch, I got one here in the shop.
Okay.
Send it. Ship
Come on
it.
down. Come on down.
I know somebody that can ship it.
I do. I know. Isn't Mr. Branch? Isn't he local here in Arizona?
He's Washington.
Oh, it's close. I guess.
He's a long ways away from anything.
Hey man,
That's
we
the
share the
complete
same
opposite
ocean.
of Arizona.
So everybody's asking where Tim Smith has been. Obviously, I know he just moved from California to Arizona, so he's been doing that. But he's made a few announcements about his, stepping away from max amps and obviously his radio and stuff like that. But obviously, he brings a lot of excitement. Every time they see DRK or MACLAN, they want to know where's Colin, where's Tim. So have you talked to Tim in the last few days?
It's been a few days, but I did talk to him. I think I talked to him last week. He's getting settled. I've seen his pictures of him in his pool, so
Nice.
I don't want to bug him when he's in the pool, but he's getting settled, and it looks like he was teasing about a concrete slab outside of his work there this week, and he's still around. He's not, he hasn't completely disappeared. So he's just taking his time. He had a pretty stressful 6 months getting moving that whole business and company and everything. So he's getting settled, and I'm sure we'll see his face a little more once he gets comfortable in his surroundings.
Can't wait.
What is he going to be? Is he going? Who all from the team? Obviously, I know who the team is. I'll probably miss some names, but who's going to Straight Line Showdown? I mean, how many? This is a big thing in what we do now is the team aspect of it, right? So all these big races, the teams are getting together, sharing tunes, communicating, going rounds with each other, working together. How many people you think are going to be at Straight Line Showdown?
I can tell you right now because we've got a group, which you're in.
Yep.
Actually, I don't see your name on that list.
I'm not going to be at Straight Line Showdown. I can't go that week, but I'm in a lot of those.
On the list. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at least. So.
And out of those 9, how many people raced? You raced it last year. How many of those people raced it last year? Maybe half.
I don't think any raced it last year.
Oh, this should be exciting.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's good. Bunch of data.
Yeah.
That shows the growth of the team. It shows the growth of the sport. It shows everything.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. What I talked to, I talked to the people in GFRP. There's some communication between some of the team drivers for R1, obviously. But I asked these guys, like, what is the expectations? Like, when you show up to Straight Line Showdown, obviously you know that the evolution of the products, testing of new products, everything that's coming out, everything that's already out. As a team manager, as your role going into that race with 8 or 9 people, what is your expectations as a team manager and for the team?
Well, obviously, I want to see everybody go rounds and, do the best they can and help each other as a team. I think that's the key is helping each other as a team, which we did very well in Tulsa doing that sort of deal. And some of the guys had just gotten their new cars and, hadn't been able to get a lot of testing in. So they didn't get to go rounds like they had expected. But as a team, we all came together and worked, and that was really good to see. That's kind of what I want to see, and obviously I want to see everybody go rounds and represent well, but it just takes time, and hopefully that a lot of them have got more time under their belt since Tulsa, and we'll be able to make a better showing than we did in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that, I sat right behind the track the whole race. I was very impressed with, from where the product and the testing from Vegas to Tulsa. You were right there almost to the final 10, right? Right before we had to call the race. I mean, on the edge there, blew a transmission, rebuilt a transmission, right? You were on the clock, came back and won that race, and then just got edged out in the next race, maybe on a spur gear or something.
Yeah, I blew transmission twice, almost twice in a row. I got one run on the transmission, and then the next round it blew up again. So I fixed that problem. That's not going to happen again.
Nice.
I put some nice Exotech parts in the transmission now, so we should be good to go.
How you liking that thing? I've got it in my car as well. That thing's pretty smooth, isn't it?
Well, I don't have the whole transmission yet. I don't have the whole case, just the idler and the diff gear.
I got you.
Yeah,
I think those
nice.
Are they still on back order?
I haven't looked recently. I should. I need to look because it looks really nice, and I'd like to have a couple of those in my cars, but
if I can, you know what? I got one. I've got 2 on 2 cars. I'm gonna take one off. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, you don't have to do that, buddy. I appreciate it though.
I don't. They say you don't ever race anymore, Foster. You need to give all your stuff away.
No, they look amazing, and everything I hear about other people running aluminum transmissions, it really makes me want to get one. But just I've got so much stuff. I'm always testing. I'm always racing somewhere. I'm doing, traveling all over the region, and when I get home, the last thing I think about is sitting down to order a transmission case. I'm usually ordering parts that fail.
Yeah, that's part of it. I've got a couple more questions, and I'm going to read off from the comments. And I don't want to. It's early back where you guys are, but it's 9 o'clock where I am. I wish I may have to move out west and be on Pacific time.
Come on.
When I might have to find me a little bungalow in San Diego or something. See if Art or Mike with the Exotech or somebody over there has got a little spit. You know what? I might call John Martin and see if he's got a little tin I can put up out there on his property.
I'll come. I'll meet you there.
Yeah. So Die Hard Racing. I see you racing a lot at this track, and I see you racing a lot in the garage. Is this where you guys hold your races at primarily, or where you're racing at primarily?
The garage is something new. That's a place where I've done a lot of testing at, and we've had some of the guys come over and do a bunch of testing there. But it's it's covered, so when it's raining out, it's dry, and it rains here a lot. So it's a decent place to test, and it's close to my house. It has really good grip when the temperature is probably higher than 50 degrees, 45, 50 degrees. It's really good temperature because it's concrete. Um, but it's got a bump about 3/4 track, which really messes things up. And GNSS doesn't work inside there, so we're very limited on what we can do there. But holding races is fun. If it's raining, we can hold a race, and
So you
the
get a
bump's
lot.
the same for everybody. So it really doesn't affect a whole lot, but it's still fun. It's a good spot to go and race, and it's only 2 minutes from my house, so that's even better. But Die Hard RC is a RC park that's here in the Seattle area, outskirts of Seattle, and they've got a 10th scale turf off-road track, a 10th scale, 8th scale. It's more of an 8th scale dirt off-road track where they run nitro buggies and all that stuff. They've got flying fields, drones. They've got a mini track now, little mini carpet track for the mini Bs and the mini Ts and that sort of thing. And there's one strip of asphalt in the whole park, and we're using it for drag racing. So, and it's kind of bumpy, and it's got some character, but it's a lot of fun, and we all race on the same road. So what if we're not laying down 1.6s on this road? It doesn't matter. We're all racing on the same road. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a beautiful setting. It's out in the middle of the country with trees and grass all around, and the beautiful sunsets at the end of the drag strip. At the right time of night. It's really a beautiful spot. And the owners, Brett and Brenda Wilson, are some of the best hosts and people that have brought in so many new people to the hobby that they're fantastic. So I love racing there, and everybody that races there loves racing there, whether it's on road or not on road, but off road, drag racing, anything like that. It's an awesome spot.
Bo, what questions do you have for Mr. Branch?
You got room for two?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to come up with a salmon run. I'll crash on the couch, and I'll feed you, and everybody wins. Absolutely. What do you got? Any comments or questions that need to be gone over, Mr. Yates?
RPM logs with DRK Works. That's one out. It was a lot of fun with the MACLAN group pitting beside us. Sean South. I guess that was in Tulsa. I can keep going back.
I haven't spent enough time talking to Sean. I saw him in passing so many times in Tulsa, and it never dawned on me to take a minute and say hi. So
Papa Squat,
I apologize, Sean, and hopefully we'll cross paths again. I will take the time to stop and say hi.
I'm
going to tell you, man. Go ahead, Bo.
I was telling Mr. Branch, I'm sure you'll see him at the Smokies.
Good.
I'm sure he's not too far from there, I don't think.
Yeah, he's about 11 hours. I'm not sure if they're coming to that race or not. I will tell you though, Colin, we go to these, we go to the same races, and I have an agenda, right? Hey, I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk to this, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to talk to these people, and I'm going to try to get this done. And I want to get this camera angle, and I want to do this interview. And then you get there and the shit hits the fan, man. And it's just like, all right, yeah, we'll get to it. Then it's over. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't feel bad about that. If everybody's when you get to the race, man. I mean, you know, this will lead into my next question. You know, we're racing for thousands of dollars, right? So, you know, this isn't like being at your local Kroger or grocery store on the weekend racing with your local guys. This is business, right? We put the time and preparation into this. Do you think the money aspect of this is going to damage it or continue to grow? What would you like to see? What would you like to see a entry fee be, a purse be? What, and you could still travel the country being from Washington to go race at? And would you do it if it was free?
I don't think anything in the current arrangements that we've got, you know, with the $100 entries and the big payouts and stuff. I don't think that is going to affect things too much. You're always going to have a person that wants to do whatever it takes to get that, but that, you know, we see the same thing when we're giving out bowling trophies. So I don't think that the money aspect. I think the money aspect is only drawing more people in.
Correct. I agree.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the purse is what brings the people, right?
Exactly.
And we have to figure out how to create. We have to figure out how to create a bit better atmosphere at the race. Meaning, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about, you know, race promoters. We talk about races all the time, but we never talk about the people putting on the races. You know, we never get feedback. All we hear is criticism and stuff like this. So, you know, being able to create that atmosphere around a large purse, around a great event, I think that just continues to grow it. Like, I'm not traveling the country 6 times a year for a trophy.
Heard that.
I can't afford it. And I'm not going to win the race anyways, but at least I got a shot.
You always got a shot, Foster.
Yeah.
Everybody's
right.
got a shot, man. I've stood next to people that intimidated the crap out of me, and they'd either red light or hit the wall, and I'd walk away 10 foot taller.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's, yeah. You know, there's going to be the guys that are going to be consistently near the top or at the top. And then there's always going to be that guy that just figures out how to get there to the finals. You know, it could be a surprise person you didn't expect. There's always a chance. There's always a chance. If somebody's going rounds, that person could take the whole thing. It's funny. I see so many races where the person laying down the fastest times does not win it.
I've seen that more times than not.
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
It really, really is anybody's race.
Yeah.
I agree.
100%.
I agree. I mean, anything could happen. I could walk out in the street and get hit in the toe with a meteorite. You never know.
That's right.
Well, it comes down to the draw. I mean, there's luck involved into it. You know, your draws, you know, maybe you get a bye, maybe, you know, your competitor, you know, strips a spur, you know, there's a lot of luck involved to get into the finals as well as preparation and all that. So I agree 100%. Colin, last question. Dude, you cook some mean meals, brother. And you put them up there. You are like a meat carnivore, man. When I see you, I see your portions of I see strip steak, I see salmon, I see pork, I've seen whatever, man. Brisket. What's for dinner tonight, man? I just want to get hungry right now. Are you firing the grill up tonight?
You know it.
You know it. I love it.
We're doing tri-tip tonight.
Oh
yeah.
I'm smoking
tri-tip, huh? You gonna put it on the grill, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you doing?
The only place
you always do some amazing sides as well. Your sides are pretty intricate.
You know, it's something where I don't have any formal training or anything. I just kind of watch a lot of food TV and
Master
watch a
Chef
lot of this and
America.
that, and I see things, so I just try them, and they look great on Facebook. So it doesn't matter how they taste as long as they look good on Facebook, right?
That's half the battle.
Hey, hey, my cars on Facebook look amazing. It doesn't matter how they run; they look good on Facebook. Um, any questions you have for Bo, myself, or anybody out there, Colin? I mean, I don't want to just be the moderator of this whole show. What I mean, anything you would like to say to us on the show, or any questions you have for me or Bo?
Yeah, I was actually, when I was watching you talk about your race, about the King of the Smokies earlier, you said races start on Saturday. Is there any track time on Friday?
There won't be any track time on Friday as of now. I'm trying to get that changed just to have some fun. But what we'll do is the track will be open all morning. The sun will be up about 8:30. We're not going to start till 10, so you'll have open track time then. We're probably going to have to put the the jet dryers and the heat on the track because of the dew in Tennessee at that time of year. So we'll get that taken care of, and then we're gonna do a DR10 race, and that's just straight out of the box DR10. That's for everybody that's there. It's free. So Colin Branch could be racing up against a 5-year-old, or a wife that's there to watch, that's working with her husband in the pits, or whoever. It's a way to get newcomers involved. Bo, you want to race Colin at King of the Smokies?
Come on, man. I unfortunately won't be there because I have obligations to the gentleman that's usually sitting here. I have to stay home and make sure everything runs smoothly so that you guys can enjoy his face.
I mean, it's Halloween weekend. I'm gonna talk him into closing it down. You got to come out, but
Good
we're gonna
luck.
do that, and then from there, the track's gonna be open again. Because if you're running, Colin, if you're entered into Outlaw, you get a free entry into bracket.
That's cool.
So it's a blind dial in. So you'll get some passes, practices. Everybody get to run, and just get their dial ins right, fill out the track. If you're in Outlaw and you don't want to run bracket, you don't have to, but it's more track time. It's free.
More money too.
And yeah, and I'm throwing, I'm trying to get it where all the sponsorship money is going back to the racers.
Yeah, you said that.
So 75% of that money is going into the bracket class.
So what do you mean by blind dial in? Does that mean your opponent doesn't know what you're dialed in at?
Correct. And it won't be listed anywhere, and it's going to be on an instant green. And that's the key. This is the best way to level the playing field across the board. So there'll be no pro tree. So it's an instant green blind dial in, and it'll be handicapped. So if I dial in a 1-9 and you dial in a 2-0, your light's going to flash first, and then mine's going to light. And we won't see a pro tree, and it's going to be off of reaction time, and you're racing yourself and your car.
Yeah, I've done a ton of bracket racing with full-size cars. I know some of the ins and outs of bracket racing, so that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It was the big change that, we were going to do the 13.5 class. I had like 18 or 19 entries. I also want to make a race of this size or this scale. And it doesn't amount of people, but just the experience. I want to make it to where everybody can come. So if you don't want to pay $100 into Outlaw and enter into bracket for a free entry, then you can just come race bracket for $25. And
bracket racing is really what is going to grow drag racing, RC drag racing. Any car can run, doesn't matter what it is. But the problem is going to be getting people that haven't been around racing very much, and especially bracket racing, to understand how it really works. That's something where there's going to have to be some education and some time spent educating people that, you're telling them what time you're going to run. And if you go faster than that, you're done. You lose.
You break. That was I had more fun racing bracket than I did racing my 13.5.
Yeah, because you might have to race against an outlaw car that runs 1.9s, and he has to sit there and watch your car going away from him.
It's all right
before
here.
he can go, and that gets in your head for sure.
That's what happened to me.
Think about this, guys. As we sit and we watch these races, right? We watch the Outlaw, right? The majority of the time. I would say 15% of the races are handled or won or lost at the finish line in Outlaw. When we talk about bracket or that DR10 class, every race is going to come down to the finish line. If you have just, the average reaction time and you've got your dial in right, every race is going to come down to the finish line.
Yeah, and it's usually very, very, very close.
Yeah, so it's going to be super exciting. But we'll do we'll get some practice in before that. Everybody can get their dial in, and then we'll do the bracket class. And as we get prepared, we'll probably do another 30 to 45 minutes, an hour of just some open testing right before Outlaw, in case the track will be changing throughout the course of the day, because we could get up to 85 degrees all the way down to it could be like Vegas was 2 years ago, or it could be 95 degrees. So
that was cool.
But yeah, there'll be plenty of time to get some laps in.
Awesome. I can't wait.
It's going to be super fun. Anything else? I skipped away from the comments. Mike Zippy says, "What's up?"
What's up, Zip?
Tri-tip is West Coast cut, hard to find in the Midwest.
What's hard to find in the Midwest?
He said tri-tip is hard to find in the Midwest.
Yeah. I know it's another cut that is just named something different out here on the West Coast. And I don't know why.
Tri-tip is a. I'll leave it in the comments later.
Colin needs an IPA.
Mr. Branch, I have a question for you. There it is.
IPA.
Do you grill with charcoal or do you grill with gas?
Unfortunately, right now I've only got gas.
Oh, no.
I don't have a charcoal grill. I've got a smoker and I've got a gas grill.
10-4. Yeah, I don't even have a gas. All I have is a smoker. That's it.
Yeah. I love my smoker. Mac and cheese in the smoker is the best.
Todd Soltero introduced me to that.
Yeah. What's up, Todd Soltero?
Oh yeah, he's somewhere.
Final question. Well, there's two. Does the 4-pole update have a bass tune in it?
Oh,
the ESC, the DRK ESC.
I would have to look.
I don't think it at this moment. I don't think it does.
I don't think so either.
I'd be more than glad to share a tune.
Yeah, I can post one up, or somebody can post one up. You mentioned Ian earlier, and having him on the show. He would be great on the show. He's got so much knowledge, and he's working really hard, and he's very enthusiastic about this. So he would be great on the show as well, as far as technical stuff is concerned.
I agree 100%. I'm going to get to spend some time with him in Salt Lake City, not this weekend, but next weekend. So,
yeah. I wish I could go to all these races. I just can't go to all of them.
It's tough, man. I'm telling you, I'm in my 40s and I'm getting worn out. I'll be glad when King of the Smokies is over and I can take a little vacation.
I'm thankful that we've had a bit of a break since Tulsa to Milwaukee, and then there's another break between Milwaukee and Knoxville. So that kind of helps a bit. But when all the races are crammed together like they kind of are earlier in the year, it's a drag. It's hard.
It is.
2 more questions, and then Bo, I'm going to let you finish it out, and Colin, I'll let you finish it out as well, and I'm going to get me some dinner. First question. We would love to see Colin Branch in the Big Sky Shootout in Montana with Tim Smith. Is that a possibility? That's August 13th. How far are you from Montana?
Oh, I think it's like a 10 or 12-hour drive for me. So it's pretty far. I would love to make it out there. You know, I haven't really spent much time in Montana, and it's a beautiful part of the country. But, you know, you never know. We could probably work something out to get me there. I would love to be there, but as of right now, I don't have it on my schedule, but I don't have anything scheduled that weekend either. So who knows?
I'll call you when we get off the show. All right. And last question for me, Colin. And before I ask the question, I want to say thank you, dude. You know what? Yeah. And everybody that watches the show, that watches us live stream the race. We were in Houston one time, and Billy said, if there was a mentor in NPRC, who's your mentor, Foster? Me and Billy, we ask these kind of questions. And Colin, you've always been a great mentor to me when it comes to racing, even just in the personal standpoint of life, and as you know, as a professional. So thank you for that. I appreciate you for everything you've done for me, and always, you know, that relationship will continue to grow and grow. Question is, will DRK win a major race in 2022 with a 4-pole update? That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
$1 million question. Answer is yes. Yes, we will.
Perfect.
I like it.
The important part is thank you for the kind words, and you don't know how much I appreciate our friendship. So you probably inspire me more than just about anybody. So this friendship will be until the day I am no longer here.
Man, that's true, man. I gotta say, I knew, I did not know Colin Branch he was a stranger, and I will tell you guys this, and this is why I'm with MACLAN, and I will stay with MACLAN until I hang it up. I had a question, I reached out, and within literally 6 minutes, I had an answer. I had an issue. Within 4 minutes, I had an answer. Best personal service. I love it. I love the product. I love the design. I don't care what's out there, what's so-called better or worse or whatever. I'll go down with the team just because of the people that are a part of it. So thank you, Colin Branch. Bo, close this out. Colin, you got any last words? Finish this out, man. I've about lost my voice just in this one show tonight.
Heard that.
I appreciate being asked to come do this, and you know, I will gladly give my time to come do this kind of thing just about any time, and it really means a lot that somebody had asked me to come and do a show that's broadcast all over the place. And I don't know how I got to this point, but you know, I appreciate every second of it.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank
Absolutely.
you for coming on.
Thank you.
Enjoy your tri-tip, Colin. Literally, I will send you a message. I think between yourself and myself, I don't think a lot of the people out there know what I'm about to be bringing to the table.
I know.
I've been quiet, and I've been real quiet, and there's been certain reasons why. You know, the live streaming worked too. You know, some personal things that I had to deal with, but I'm coming. So when I come to these races and show up, I'm going to be ready to rock and roll. And I think when I think when we get off this show, we need to see what we can do about Montana, because I'll be there. Maybe we can get Ian up there as well, and we have us a little DRK DRK fun.
Oh, that would be great.
All right, buddy. Have a great night, Colin. Anything you want to close with to tell the people at home?
Keep the rubber side down, guys.
Keep the rubber side down.
Straight from the
All
break.
right, buddy. Good.
Stop hitting the timing system.
Yeah, stop hitting the timing system. That's perfect. That's the best advice anybody's ever given. I'm sure I'll talk to you before Straight Line because I am going to reach out to you about Montana. I wish I could be there this weekend. Me and Billy and Bo, we're taking a fishing trip down in Florida. We come back, we'll be in Salt Lake City, and we come back, and that weekend I have prior obligations, and then we go straight to Montana. So busy schedule coming up. I hope to see you, and I still need to make that trip to Washington, but we appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's get the show after Straight Line with the tunes, the 4-pole, what's working, what's not working. We'll get the cameras on the tablet, on the program, on the tune, and we'll just run through it, man.
I love it, man. You go catch some big fish and send me the pictures.
I don't care how big it is, Colin, as long as it's bigger than Bo's and Billy's.
This has been nonstop for like a week and a half now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not over yet.
I know it's not Sunday yet. All right, guys, we're gonna head on out. Mr. Branch, I do want to say thank you so much from Desert Hobbies for coming on. We really, really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and hang out with us and share your knowledge.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And anytime you want to chat, hit me up.
I'll sneak you in again.
We do this every Wednesday night, Colin. Anytime you want to join in, man, you're one of the crew now, man. Just send it. I'm going to tell everybody at home, this guy can work in ESC like nobody else. But when it comes to some tech stuff with a computer or a phone, it was pretty easy to get in, right?
Yeah, I just clicked the link you gave me and entered my name, and here I am.
Cool. All right,
Everybody
Colin, have
wins.
a great night, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. Bo, cue the music, man. Let's go to bed. Let's go play some Call of Duty. Watch Bo trying to cue the music.
Oh, hold on a second. We got some technical difficulties here. It wouldn't be the show if this didn't happen, so just give me 2 seconds.
I hear music.
Yeah, man. Very cool. Colin, we'll see you, man. Have a great night.
Oh, that's
guys.
super
Y'all
loud.
enjoy it.
Super loud.
Thanks, guys.